Hey everyone, welcome back to the second Maya vid. We are headed towards Blackburn Cove to do the Symbiosis mission, which as you'll remember, is the mission where we take out the guy riding a bullymong, or rather a midget riding a bullymong. So yeah, this is it's not as weird as you think it might get, but it's not very far off either. So sit back and enjoy the ride, and I'll give you guys some commentary on useful things in this this area of the game. So you'll notice there's a dude up on there on the second floor, and there's a gas tank there. So if you want to kill that guy, grab some XP, just shoot the gas tank, and you'll get him. So just pick some shields up here and sell them off for some extra pocket money. Pick some cash up. Even at this point in the game, like this early, some weapons are just not worth it to pick it up. They might be if you want to sell them for cash, but at this point you have very limited inventory space, and shields. I think shields tend to be more valuable than basic guns. You'll see using a double barrel shotgun against 3-4 bullymongs not such a smart idea. The slingers in the back of the of engagements like these really force you to stay on your toes, because you're gonna get hit otherwise. As you saw, I got quite close to going to second wind. There's 2 vending machines in the next area if you want to stock up on some stuff or sell the shields you picked up. High quality, low prices, and no questions as I do here. Buy some ammo. You're gonna need it anyway, because there's quite a lot of enemies in the boss area. And also stick with me, because I'm gonna take a little detour, but if you do this, it ends up getting you a pretty nice weapon for this part of the game. You'll get to see what it is in a minute. And it just nets you some additional XP from killing all these bullymongs along the way. And second life, second wind, sorry. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it just seems like the weapons suddenly do more damage, so I think there might be some dice rolling or something involved. Because at times it seems like the shotgun does little damage, and then the next shot suddenly, without even getting a critical, it just pastes the bullymong in the face and kills it instantly.
Let me know if anything catches your eye. Tell your friends, Marcus munitions. That ought to keep your insides. I'll patch you up whenever you need it.
So yeah, some markedly graphical improvements over the first Borderlands, which should be expected given that's a pretty old game by now. But it did look like it did look more beautiful than I had expected at first. So yeah, the thick rifle, that was one of the guns or gun in a similar vein to the one we're going to get in a couple of minutes. Means it shoots rockets, basically small rockets. The one we're gonna get is better though, so you might want to use the thick rifle for a bit here if you have enough ammo. But you can chuck it as soon as we get the gun we're looking for. Really close to getting Maya's first power as well. Which is why this is useful, just whacking these bullymongs and the racks. Will probably net you enough XP to get the singularity power before we go to the Blackburn Cove itself. There's also a challenge, I think for badass token you can get by basically hucking a TD weapon at one of the racks as it's dive bombing you. So wait until it gets really close and then just throw the thing in its face. Might not kill them, so just damage them slightly before you do that, and you'll get the you'll get a badass token pretty much for free. Phase lock, that's the not singularity, phase lock. Singularity is from Mass Effect. Okay. It's not that useful in this combat situation, but still. One thing I have noticed, like compared to the first Borderlands, is that enemies that really juke around. They don't stay very still. They don't like you can't really string them out behind you by walking backwards. They'll follow you, but they'll move laterally as well, which can at times make it pretty annoying to actually hit them. But at least it's more challenging. At least we have a better shotgun now, or at least a shotgun with a higher mag capacity. The thing about these mag shotguns is that you think they have a high capacity, but since most of them use multiple rounds per shot for some reason, you still end up with, like, if it says 7 mag capacity of 7 rounds and it uses 2 rounds per shot, you're gonna end up with only 3 shots and 1 spare, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I guess they did that for balancing reasons or something. So compared to the double barrel Jacobs we just had, this only offers an improvement of 1 shot, but it's still that 1 shot extra. Might save your life in certain situations. Also, a word of warning about these explosive guns. It seems like the game treats explosive as another elemental. So some creatures have resistance against explosives, which makes these guns less than useful against them. It will still do like impact damage and a tiny bit of explosive damage, but most of it is negated. Fortunately, it still seems to be pretty effective against the bullymongs, or at least anything at this level.
Calm down.
That's a variant of the weapon I was looking for. Torpedo. It does more damage than your typical explosive, and it has a higher mag capacity. I think either this was the one I was looking for, or we find that just a couple of just a short distance ahead of us, near that near the glacier out there. So, probably near that stranded ship there. The wreck are really annoying to hit with weapons that don't have a high rate of fire. Shotguns are more useful against them since they have the spread on them, and you don't really have to lead them. The one of the more I wouldn't call it disorienting, but confusing things about these weapons. I forgot which what company manufactures them, but the game describes them as gyrojet projectiles, which I looked that up, and basically means it's a small rocket, but it'll get pushed out of the barrel by some sort of small booster charge or whatever, and then after a short while the rocket will kick in, but in that intervening distance the projectile might go slower than you'd expect it to, so for that short you have to incorporate that into how you're leading your enemies, which makes it pretty damn difficult to actually hit anything with them that's actually moving laterally instead of away or towards you. It's okay with humans, but creatures like the rak that move really quickly are hard to hit with that kind of weapon. Again, a nice use of ray casting we didn't have in Borderlands 1. So yeah, I guess this was the weapon we were looking for. You find a couple of random weapons along the way. None of them are very good, so you could just chuck them if you want to. The damage output for the higher level weapons sometimes really doesn't make a lot of sense, but I guess in the case of the assault rifles, that's compensated by them having a higher rate of fire compared to the torpedo guns. The torpedo guns also use more ammo than you think. The mag counter says 19, but they use 4 rounds per shot. Obviously that varies between gun, but get my ass kicked by a bullymong. It's worth noting that some secondary equipment like shields and stuff also improves or can improve your second wind capacity. Take longer to bleed out, or you do more damage or whatever. I hadn't even realized I'd taken up this quest, but still, it's kill a bullymong by punching him. Will net you some fur, which you can either turn into Sir Hammerlock or a claptrap for different weapons. So depending on what class you're playing, I don't think it has any like story implications. So you might just want to pick what weapon best suits your class. not gonna say class build because at this point we only have one skill unlocked anyway. So. I face locked the wrong bullymong there. Like if you notice, there's even ray and shadow casting on your weapons. If you're the sun, if you're in the right position for the sun to like actually cast a shadow on your gun, that will happen if you reload. You just saw with the torpedo gun. Oh yeah, don't worry about getting the furs on the bullymongs. There's enough of them on the way back as well. You only need, I think you only need 4 anyway, so quite an easy quest. I think, yeah, Claptrap gives you a shotgun, and Hammerlock gives you a Gatling sniper rifle.
Asking you for the bullymong fur you're collecting, as I fear he would do something irredeemably stupid with it, like make a mohawk out of it or something. Let me see the deal.
A robot mohawk.
I shall give you one of my finest sniper rifles.
I would actually, they should make a skin for Claptrap with a mohawk on it. What I'm doing now is actually fairly dangerous, since you, like you just noticed, you take frost damage from the cold water. So make sure you actually hit the ice instead of the water. Since if you if you don't manage to get up on the ice or solid ground on time, you might actually kill yourself and spawn back at the save point. So yeah, now we're heading into actually heading into Blackburn Cove. It's actually quite a sprawling base, so make sure you have enough consumables and ammo and stuff like that, because it's gonna take you, well, not very long, but still a reasonable amount of time to finish it up. It's a pretty vertical area as well, and the boss is all the way at the top. So just keep track of where you're going, and you should end up, eventually you should end up near the boss. Still haven't figured out if those cloth physics are baked in, or procedural, whatever. So yeah, if you can see, if you saw those boats strung out in the little harbor, if you follow those, you'll end up at a part of the base where you can grab a lot of pretty fancy weapons, a bunch of pistols, a shield, stuff like that. So if you're looking for better weapons or just stuff to sell off, you might want to head there. I'll show you guys in a bit. Yeah, more skill points to unlock. The only thing about Borderlands for me is that I can never figure out what I should get when I'm just starting out. I'm always confused as to what I should get, what's the best stuff for my build. Luckily you can respec fairly quickly. I think the price goes up the more money you earn. So a friend of mine gave me a bunch of money, I think 100k. She was quite some. She was ahead of me. Let's put it like that. I think she was level 18 when I was 10 or something. Where she got 100k from, I don't know, but or 100k to give away from, I don't know, but she gave me the 100k, and then suddenly the regeneration cost at the waypoints really shot up for me. Went from maybe a couple of hundred at most to a couple of thousand. So if you start dying a lot, which the odds of that increases when you get into later areas, actually dying might actually be a rather expensive occurrence for you. Some really funny VO from the NPCs as well, or the enemies I should say. So yeah, in general the voice acting and the text is quite good, or the writing is quite good. Might be a little childish from time to time, but that kind of fits with what Borderlands is like in general. Doesn't take itself very seriously. Or it doesn't take itself seriously at all. So yeah, in this base you might want to keep a shotgun at hand, because there's going to be a lot of marauders and enemies actively coming after you. Just let them get close and then blast them with the shotgun. Should be a one-hit kill. As I said, some stuff is just not worth picking up. I think there's a vending machine in here. Yeah, there's vending machines. So you, if you're done, you might actually consider like going back and picking old stuff up and dropping it off at the vending machine to make some extra cash. So yeah, as I said, if you follow these boats strung out in the sea, you're gonna end up at a part of the base you wouldn't be able to access if you just went down the docks. And there's, I think, a couple of automatic pistols there, elementals, a shield, a shotgun, some really nice stuff. I nearly managed to get myself killed here, as you'll notice in a bit. Like I said, don't drop into the water, especially not here, because you might not be able to get back on the boat and drown or freeze to death in the water. It's pretty funny, there's no fall damage at all, but if you drop into the water you'll die. I really hope there's some kind of, that's what I meant, like if you drop into water, you're gonna have to you have to get up on another boat quickly, and if it's too high, you're fucked. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm used to playing as the Gunzerker, so I'm probably playing Maya wrong. Just recharge my my shield here. Oh yeah, and the explosive weapons will damage you if you fire them into the ground too close to you, or hit something or someone that's very close to you.
That must have hurt.
Sometimes phase lock is really useful for exposing enemies behind cover, since it's lifting them up. I'll actually get a clear shot at them. Oh yeah, and now that we have grenades, don't forget to use them here, since there are a lot of enemies really bunched up. So yeah, use one here and Just shoot the gas tank. Fry a couple of bandits. If you look closely, you can actually see as you're using the shotgun, you'll see the little rounds stacked there on top. You'll see those disappear into the weapon itself. So it's actually, there's an animation for loading the weapon. So as I said, there's a lot of elemental stuff and green weapons here. Unfortunately, we don't have, we can't access the backpack upgrade yet. So we'll have to make some tough decisions as to what to throw out and what to take with us. Since we now have the torpedo gun, you don't actually need a thick rifle. Just, I'd say just throw away all the white weapons. Take the green ones with you. You can sell those off at the vending machine on the top level. And there's some useful automatic weapons in here as well. Really liked this TMP. It was I thought it was better than the assault rifles I found here. Pretty good magazine capacity as well. They really fixed the weapon variety in this game as well. Like the first game, after you played it for a couple of hours, you really started to see the repetition in the weapon designs, and that's much less so in this one. So they really took their design on. They really took their time on designing some of this stuff. These enemies seem to respawn, so you might want to or might not want to take care of them before you actually take out the boss. But I killed this bunch, and then I killed the boss, and then I found out there was still a bunch of guys downstairs. So if you're looking for XP, just kill these guys and then repeat. But if you want to get in quick, just kill the boss, kill the guys afterwards, or just run through and exit. So yeah, the guy we're looking for is in here. Midgemong. You can either kill Midgemong. I think the objective is to kill Midgemong, but you can just like to immobilize him or stop him from moving around too much. You might want to focus on his bullymong instead. The dumbest thing, I do the phase lock every time I actually have to reload, so it's pretty useless. For some reason, Midgemong does seem to have a really deep voice for such a small guy. And there we go, that's Midgemong and his magical bullymong. He has some nice stuff as well. If you hadn't noticed yet, bandit weapons almost always have either a high rate of fire or a bigger magazine capacity, or sometimes even both. They're not very accurate though. So if you're a gun zerk and you like big guns that do or have ridiculously high rate of fire, just use those. You're not worrying about the, the accuracy anyway if you're gun zerking, so might as well use these ones. And this is what I meant by the guns not being very accurate. I wish they'd had that put in some more variety into the projectiles, because the grenades actually do a whole lot of different stuff, but the projectiles are just either straight up impact or a couple of elementals, and that's it. Whereas the grenades actually like burst into different mini grenades and do EMP stuff like that. I think it'd be harder to balance it, but still it'd be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, watch out here, because there's a... So yeah, that's what I meant with ridiculous voice acting. I think a couple of these were actually done by the developers themselves, so props to them for being able to pull that off. So yeah, at this point I'd given up on actually killing all the bandits and just went in to sell my shit at the vending machines. Then discovered these guys. For some reason I have my all double barreled here again. For some reason I don't know why. I didn't think did I switch it? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's some nice weapon finds here as well. So sell the stuff you found downstairs and pick those up. The funny thing is that most of Marcus's vending machines seem to have decent weapons, normal and decent weapons. But when you get to Sanctuary, his shop and the vending machines there, most of what I saw only had white weapons instead of greens or blues or whatever. So yeah, a couple of greens and some ammo. So yeah, that's Blackburn Cove done, and now we're gonna head back to. I think I turned it in at Hammerlock, so gonna get a Gatling sniper rifle. I don't think I've actually used the that gun at all. I think I used it a couple of times with Salvador and not with Maya. So depending if you're a long range character, just go. If you're a long range character, just go with that. I don't know how good Claptrap shotgun is. So. Gatling might actually be a bit misleading. It has like multiple barrels and they spin, but the fire rate is not that good. Like it's good for a sniper rifle, but if you're looking for a machine gun sniper rifle, forget it. It's not that fast. Nearly froze myself in the water again. Oh yeah, if you're looking for the if you're looking into doing the fur quest. I think I was mixing up quests there. You get the sniper rifle and the shotgun for doing the fur quest, so. Make sure you get that one here by punching a few bullymongs. You'll likely only need 1 or 2 pelts anyway, so easy one. Just don't forget about it when they're actually like charging you and in your face. Things can get kind of hectic, so. Smell the sadness. The fuck? That looks like a dog trying to get rid of a fucking clinging piece of doo-doo. Dodo. So yeah, there's the weird graphical glitches again. So instead of just one, we can actually turn in 2 quests now. Grab some cash and some rewards. And the next one is, I think, yeah, the next one is Best Minion Ever, which involves getting Claptrap somewhere. I'll keep that secret for now. I think I ran out of ammo here, so end up having to punch these guys to death. Yeah, those 2 rounds are not gonna cut it. Punch, 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 punch. Die. Actually, I think the bandits might inadvertently be helping me. So I'm just gonna book it out of here. Some good music as well. Like, they really have a good mix between good ambient music for when you're just exploring or walking around, and like really pumping music for when you're actually getting into fights. Like the transition, like we just heard, might be a bit jarring, but still, it's a good soundtrack, I think.
Thanks, Vault Hunter. You've helped a foolish old man look far more badass than he deserves. I'm referring to myself, of course. Exemplary!
So yeah, that's the second video. Doing Symbiosis and Bad Hair Day, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Later.